Hi there, it's Heather here with Underwater Panther, and today I am going to be discussing the personality type dynamics. I'm going to be going over a few disclaimers that I have probably already multiple times, but I cannot stress them enough. I'm going to be getting new earbuds because the sound quality is not the best, so I do apologize. This is a continuation of my Pisces or INFJ series. It's for my Astro Psychological ebook. You can find all of that information in the description below. So, not all Pisces or INFJs or any sun sign will express their personality type the exact same. There are many different subtypes. Males and females also express differently. Your Mercury placement could even potentially be more prominent than your sun sign, depending on your age. Having a majority of certain elements, as well as many other factors, also come into play, especially your age and maturity and your nurture. So, in other words, don't put yourself or others in a box when you first learn this stuff. Number two disclaimer, this is not an exact science. Obviously, we're talking about astrology and psychology. Everyone falls in a different place within various spectrums. So look at this as a spectrum, and we all have different percentages of these different qualities and elements. For this reason, we should not compare ourselves to others, but rather focus on the pieces of ourselves and how they work together. There are multifaceted contributions to our mental makeup. Some factors are environment, genetics, and traumas that alter how we act. Cognitive transitions within our four sides of our mind, which is the ego, subconscious, unconscious, and superego. They are dynamic, not static. They're always working together. This goes for our top four cognitive functions within our ego as well. So that is the hero, parent, child, and inferior function. So cognitive transitions have a positive and negative way of transitioning to each side of the mind. It is our choice how we react to what life throws us. So the narrow way is orderly and mentally harder to achieve, like taking the long or meaningful path. We can actually get caught in a different part of our mind due to various reasons, or even focus on different sides during different periods of our lives, or even throughout the day. Infants, for example, are said to first be in their subconscious, then work on their egos. Regardless, our ego will be how we act more often than not. So the ego does represent our actions. We lead with number three. We lead with different percentage levels energetically. So this includes how we play out our elements and modalities. So our temperament, our masculine and feminine energies within us, our introversion versus our extroversion, as well as our inner strategies and authorities according to human design. So as dynamic as we are, we do tend to lead with certain energies over others or qualities, is what I am honing in on and wanting you to hone in on as well. So we need to ask ourselves, what energies do we use the most? What can we do to balance these energies within ourselves and our relationships? So, type dynamics describes the role that each cognitive function plays in the stack, as well as how each function interacts with the other function to produce relatively consistent personality patterns. Understanding type dynamics helps build self-awareness and provides clear guidance about how to address problematic cognitive behavioral patterns. All right, so the disclaimer on type dynamics. So obviously, no two of the same type act the same because every individual has their own unique developmental process that includes genetics, upbringing, environment, peers, traumas, education, personal experience, environments, etc. While you use the 4 functions within your ego all the time, it does not mean that you know how to use them in the most optimal way. A function being higher in the stack only indicates the degree to which you rely upon it, not necessarily the level of development or maturity. Personality type requires people to learn how to use functions with greater conscious intention, which requires sustained self-work. So this is inner work psychologically. Without the right development, functions remain in the unconscious mind in the form of primitive emotional instincts that are conditioned to react automatically to simple pains and pleasures. By becoming more aware of these underlying instincts, you can learn to harness their energy for growth and positive behavior. Type development occurs in stages corresponding to the order of the functional stack. In each stage of development, you feel a natural psychological pull to focus on a function in order to spend time on its development, a process sometimes referred to as differentiation. As we grow older, we have higher demands to develop lower cognition. Some people listen to this natural call to development while some might deny it. Type development can be slowed, quickened, or halted by environmental forces or traumas. It is important to identify when and why your development slowed and learn to address the obstacles that limited your personal, psychological, and emotional, the thinking realms, all of the growth there. Since everyone develops at their own pace according to the challenges of their environment, the following is only a rough outline of the average course of development. So the dominant function or the hero function within the function stack normally is developed between ages 1 and 12. The auxiliary parent function development, which is the release valve for the inferior, is normally developed between ages 12 and 20. The child function development is ages 20 to 35, and then the inferior function development is normally focused on ages 35 and beyond. Without knowing type theory, people tend to develop much slower than the above outline. You may start to see glimpses of the next stage of function development earlier than expected, but even still, it often takes many years to learn how to use a function maturely. Especially as you move down the functional stack, because you have to reach deeper and deeper into the unconscious mind. So if you do not learn how to use a function in a healthy manner, your personality is more likely to manifest its negative aspects. Okay, so I think that is all I have for today. I am going on date night. I am rather excited. My schedule is kind of intense and cram-packed throughout my entire day, throughout my entire week.
And I am about ready to upload my Virgo, just kind of like an overarching off-the-cuff video. We have the full moon in Virgo, I should say. So I did create a 21-minute video on the actual personality type of Virgo. Both of my children have Virgo moons, so it's a really big deal, that energy within the feminine in my family on my father's side, so we all have inherited the Virgo energy. So I just wanted to do a off-the-cuff video about Virgo. I do plan on doing these types of videos for every personality type. Only 12, not 16, because I'm focusing on astrology. I actually jumped into a live typing video chat last night of C.S. Joseph, and I started popping off on combining astrology with psychology, and he tore into that, which was hysterical. I don't really care. Like, is what it is. He's more focused on the personality types through psychology, and I combine both astrology and psychology. So I know that I'm going to probably tick off both parties, and that's okay. I'm an Aries rising, Pisces sun, Aquarius Mercury, Capricorn moon, so I kind of am a pioneer in what I do, and I absolutely love intellectual bantering, especially when it comes to the spiritual, combining all that with spirituality. So, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.